We've all been there, whether ourselves, a family member, or a friend, where they're dating another person, and on paper, everything looks great. They have the same interests, they have the same values, same sense of humor, all down the line. And yet there's no spark, that there's no love really there. Everything on paper says this should work, but it never does. I was thinking of a song by Bonnie Raitt, I Can't Make You Love Me, which came out in 1991, the year I graduated from college. But when it came out, the part of the song talks about this very thing, where it says, I close my eyes so that I don't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. You know, you're trying to make yourself love me, but I can't. And so she has the refrain, I can't make you love me if you don't. And you can't make your heart feel something it won't. And so as I'm looking at Jesus' new commandment, saying, love one another as I have loved you, how can that be possible? How can he demand, saying, hey, you gotta love your neighbor, even that jerk you don't really like? And so, of course, I'll give you the pat answer that I've heard from time immemorial, and you probably have too. Love is not a feeling. Love is a choice, that you commit yourself to the other person. And there is a truth to that, but it's not the whole truth. Because if all it is saying, well, it's my choice, I still think you're a jerk, but I'm still trying to do the things that, like the spiritual and corporal works of mercy towards you. You become my project. That, you know, I really don't like you, but I'll show how good a person I am. I'll take care of you. I'll treat you especially nice. And maybe you'll get better. But is that really love? Does Jesus Christ treat us the same way? Am I thinking that God's saying up there saying, you know, Father Mike's a jerk, but I'll love him. You know, it doesn't exactly make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Instead, it is true in the heart, in the head, but it's not in the heart. Jesus Christ has asked us to love one another. And if all it is a head game and saying, okay, I will do this because you forced me to, we'll never fulfill the real meaning of what Jesus Christ has asked us to do. Because later on, 2 chapters later, he tells his disciples, no greater love than one has in this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. And you're my friends if you do what I command you, which is love one another. Is in that last phrase, is, you know, you can't make your heart feel something it won't. Is that true? Is that something where we're destined to not love another person who we think is a jerk forevermore? And what I really came up to is that it has to be a conversion within us, to be able to see Christ within that other person. So now, not denying that the person's a jerk and you don't like them, but to see the image of Christ and know that and to respond to the love there. I'm recalling a story about Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Archbishop Fulton Sheen went to a leper colony and he was handing out 2-inch little silver crucifixes to these lepers. And the first leper that came up to him was just disgusting, smelly, had one of his arms off and had a little rosary hanging on with a stump of the arm, and all this other, it's gross. So then he comes up and Bishop Fulton Sheen kind of like, dink, to drop the crucifix in this person's hands. And he realized after he'd done that what he had done, that he had judged it, that he had not shown the love of Christ. And so what he immediately did is he went back, dug his hand into this leper's hand, and picked it up and then placed it on there. And he did so for the rest of the lepers. You know, maybe we can do something similar for the lepers in our own lives. the people that we do think are jerks, people that it would be so easy to say they're irredeemable, they're useless, they're reprobates, and we'll never have to think about them ever again. To see them with the love of God and to treat them as Christ treats us. And if we can do that, if we have that spark within ourselves, that will allow us then to give our lives over for them. That will allow us to go out and be like the saints, giving to all and being a witness of charity to everyone. Not because we have to, because Jesus Christ told me to, but because it flows within ourselves. Then we will love God, our neighbor, as Christ has loved us. And we have that example here with Mike and Sandy, married 50 years. It's a witness to everyone of the love you have for each other. Not to say, well, I committed to her 50 years ago. I guess I have to fulfill it now. I recommend you don't say that. But because of true love that you had for each other. That spark of love carried you through the good and bad times and everything in between. And it is that love that we celebrate today as we celebrate your marriage. And so congratulations on living out Jesus' commandments of loving our neighbor as Christ has loved us.